Have you ever caught yourself postponing that big dream? That project you swear you'll start tomorrow? Know that, deep down, you're not procrastinating out of laziness. You're disconnected from your true purpose. And here's the irony. While you think you're waiting for the right moment is waiting for you. Have you ever stopped to think that everything you need to change your life is within your reach right now? The transformation you seek won't appear overnight, but it begins the exact moment you decide to take control of your life and stop postponing what is already yours by right. No, it's not magic. And it's not about motivation either. It's about aligning your mind, your emotions, and your actions toward a single objective. The question is, will you keep waiting, or will you take the first step right now? The good news? You're already on the right path, and change can be simpler than it seems. If you connect with your purpose and act with focus, opportunities will start to emerge. Now, if you're ready to break the cycle of procrastination and start attracting the life you deserve, just keep watching. The moment of your transformation has arrived, and the first action is waiting for you. Are you tired of postponing your dreams? Those plans that live in your head but never make it to paper? This question may seem simple, but it carries enormous weight. And no, this isn't a lack of willpower or pure laziness. It's something deeper, almost invisible. It's as if there's a gap between what you want to live and what you actually do. And this gap has a name: disconnection from your purpose. When a person isn't aligned with what truly makes sense to them, everything becomes a reason to procrastinate. The problem isn't the busy schedule, lack of time, or bills to pay. The issue runs deeper. It's like trying to run with the handbrake pulled. You want to go, but something inside is saying, what's the point? And that's when the cycle begins. You postpone, blame yourself, feel bad, and postpone again. A silent but corrosive loop. But there's a key turning point. And it doesn't come from a new planner or a focus playlist on Spotify. It comes from understanding that procrastinating doesn't make you weak, it makes you disconnected. And if you understand what you really want, why you want it, and who you want to become, then procrastination loses its power. It disappears like smoke when the fire of purpose starts burning for real. It's like reigniting your internal compass. In the next few minutes, you'll realize that transforming this pattern doesn't require magic or constant motivation. You'll realize there's a greater intelligence at play, and it's already operating, even if unconsciously. The question is, do you want to use this to your advantage or continue suffering from what you don't understand? The answer is where almost no one looks, and that's where we're going now. Most people think the law of attraction is just about thinking positive, as if repeating pretty phrases in the mirror were enough to change life. But it's not quite like that. Thought without feeling is empty, and feeling without action is just fantasy. The law of attraction doesn't respond only to what you want, it responds to what you vibrate. It's a silent, constant, and relentless energetic conversation. It's like a radio. You only hear the station you're tuned to. So, if your mind lives full of doubts, your emotions immersed in fear, and your actions always stuck, guess what you attract? More of the same. The great key here is alignment. When mind, emotion, and action are in harmony, reality begins to change. It's almost as if the universe says, now yes, I got the message. Think of a person who wants a healthy relationship but keeps feeding thoughts of abandonment, emotions of rejection, and attitudes of distrust. What do they attract? Exactly what they fear most. And this isn't punishment, it's vibrational coherence. I've worked with people who said, I want to prosper, but had terror of money or guilt about wanting to earn well. Guess what? Nothing flowed. Because desire and vibration were at war. The most curious thing is that you're already attracting something all the time. This doesn't start when you decide to use the law of attraction. It's already happening. The real question is, what are you attracting at this exact moment? What's the frequency you're emitting, even without realizing it? This answer might hurt a little, but it opens a powerful door to the next level of consciousness. And that's exactly what we're going to explore. Procrastinating goes far beyond leaving for later. When someone procrastinates, they're emitting very clear energetic signals: doubt, fear, self-sabotage. It's as if the universe receives a message saying, I don't trust myself. I think I'm not ready. And based on this, guess what it delivers to you? Exactly the reflection of that frequency. Procrastination is a low vibration disguised as comfort. It's easy to fool yourself thinking that we're just waiting for the right moment. But often, this is just the rational mind trying to justify the fear of exposing ourselves, of making mistakes, of not being able to handle it. And the most subtle thing is that this corrodes self-confidence without the person realizing it. Every time they postpone something important, they send themselves the message that they're not capable. It's like scratching your own name off the list of those who make things happen. Have you seen those people who spend hours studying about goals, watch motivational videos, make 1,000 plans, but don't put anything into practice? Well, knowledge without action is procrastination disguised as productivity. The vibration this emits is one of paralysis, and the vibration of paralysis repels opportunities. The universe doesn't respond to plans, it responds to steps. Even small ones, but real ones. That's why unblocking this cycle is more than a matter of discipline. It's an energetic rescue. It's like taking an invisible weight off your back. And the beauty of it all, just one action, one sincere movement, is enough to change the frequency. The secret isn't in doing everything at once, but in getting out of stagnation. And in the next point, we'll go straight to the root of it all, the hidden beliefs that sabotage this movement. Behind procrastination, there are often deep beliefs that are so ingrained that we don't even notice them anymore. Phrases like, "I'm not good enough," "I don't deserve it," or even, "I'll fail again," are like invisible programs running in the background of our mind. And worse, the law of attraction picks this up and amplifies it, making these beliefs become our reality. Believe me, this isn't a matter of luck, it's a matter of vibration. Think about it. How many times have you caught yourself avoiding an opportunity out of fear of not being capable? And, without realizing it, fear and doubt end up creating an invisible barrier, as if the universe were saying, "It's not for you." This happens because you attract what you believe you deserve. So, the more you feed thoughts of incapacity, the more life will show you confirmations of these beliefs. Seems like a vicious cycle, right? And the most interesting thing is that these beliefs aren't absolute truths. They're just interpretations, often old ones, that got stuck in our mind. The good news is that, by identifying them and replacing them, you break the attraction pattern that keeps you stagnant. For example, I myself have faced situations where I believed I didn't deserve the success I desired, until I had to confront these ideas and replace them with more powerful beliefs. When you start becoming aware of these beliefs and changing your way of thinking, you're not just altering your mind, you're reframing your reality. And this is liberating, because it allows you to finally take control of your life and start attracting what you really want. But true transformation begins when you replace these old beliefs with new ones. When we talk about visualization, many people tend to think it's just a mental exercise of imagining what you want. But the true key to visualization isn't just in the image you create, but in the emotion you put into it. It's not enough to simply think about what you desire. You need to feel as if it were already reality. That's where the power lies, because it's emotion that will activate your vibration. When you emotionally connect with what you want, you start sending powerful signals to the universe. Imagine you're visualizing a new job or a promotion. It's not enough to see the scene in your mind. You need to feel as if you had already achieved that goal. How would you feel? And that sensation of having already conquered, of having already won, is what will accelerate the manifestation process. I myself have experienced this power of visualization several times. At one point in my life, I needed a big change, and I knew that just visualizing wouldn't be enough. So, I started putting emotion into each visualization, imagining myself already living that transformation. And, without exaggeration, things started happening much faster than I expected. The energy you emit with an emotionally charged visualization is like a magnet that attracts what you desire. If you have difficulties visualizing or think this won't work, the truth is it's just a matter of practice and perception. Start with small things, like a difficult conversation or a simple task. The more you put emotion into your visualizations, the more you'll notice the difference in your vibration and, consequently, in what you attract to your life. And this practice can be a great antidote to procrastination, as it makes you act according to your dreams, not just dream them. Procrastination is a shadow game. It makes you believe that to start, you need a big impulse or radical change. But, in reality, it feeds on your inactivity, and that's precisely why it can be defeated in a much simpler way, with microactions. The key is understanding that to change the course of a life, You don't need to take a huge leap. You just need to start with something small but concrete. Often, procrastination paralyzes us because the task ahead seems scary or unattainable. But the trick is to divide this monster into smaller, simpler parts. For example, if you're afraid to start writing a book, instead of thinking about a complete chapter, think only about writing a sentence or a paragraph. Or if exercise seems too distant from your routine, start with 5 minutes of walking. These microactions are like seeds of change that, little by little, begin to grow. When you start with the minimum possible step, procrastination loses its power. Each small action you take not only destroys paralysis, but also strengthens your confidence. Like a muscle you exercise, by doing small things consistently, your inner strength becomes increasingly solid. And over time, these microactions become powerful habits that have the power to reverse procrastination in an almost invisible but effective way. These small victories create positive energy that accumulates and breaks the cycle of procrastination. They're not just isolated actions, but manifestations that you're on the right path. Each movement, even if minimal, is a direct response to the fear and doubt that procrastination puts in your way. And as you advance, the cycle of inaction disintegrates, giving space to fluid and constant action. Procrastination, in its essence, is a direct reflection of where your focus is. When you get scattered, when your attention is in several directions at the same time, procrastination gains strength. And, more importantly, you lose control of your energy. It's like trying to drive a car while looking in the rearview mirror all the time. You won't get anywhere. And worse, you still risk crashing along the way. The secret to ending procrastination starts here. You need to protect your focus like someone protecting a treasure. When you focus on what's important, your energy aligns with what you desire. Procrastination only gains power when you allow it to steal your attention, taking focus away from what really matters. Have you ever stopped to think how a single task, done with focus, can change your day, your week, even your month? Each moment of dispersion is an invitation to postpone once more what you know you should do. And, deep down, this is procrastination's game, the constant distraction that keeps you in an endless cycle. The good news is that focus is a skill that can be trained. When you start making conscious decisions about where to put your energy, procrastination loses space. I myself have faced this battle when I was full of tasks and distractions at the same time. And it was when I made the decision to prioritize my energy, choosing where to put my attention, that procrastination stopped having control over my life. And this is a daily victory, a constant choice of where to invest your attention. Your energy is your most precious asset, and you should use it strategically. Protect your focus like a fortress. Disconnect from distractions and put all your attention on what really makes a difference. When you do this, procrastination disappears naturally because there's no space for it where there's clarity and decision. Control over your energy is what will make you advance, without the blocks that once seemed insurmountable. Did you know that everything in the universe is vibrating? Not just the objects around you, but also your thoughts and emotions. Procrastination, actually, is a low vibration that keeps you in a frequency of inaction and doubt. And what happens when your vibration is low? You start attracting more of it. More procrastination, more fear, more uncertainties. Everything connects energetically, and this is one of the biggest secrets of the law of attraction. Imagine you're a magnet. When you think negatively, feel fear, or get paralyzed by procrastination, you're emitting dense and heavy energy, which will naturally attract more situations that will keep you in that state. Now, imagine if you could raise your vibration. How? With action, with clarity, with positive and focused thoughts. Your vibration rises, and with it, you start attracting the opportunities you so desire. The secret to breaking the cycle of procrastination is in changing your frequency. When you decide to act, even if it's with a small step, you start altering your vibration, rising to an energy of movement, of confidence. This, in turn, activates the law of attraction in your favor, bringing more of everything you want. It's not a magic trick, it's pure physics. As you vibrate, you attract. And that's why procrastination is so dangerous. It keeps you in a frequency that won't take you anywhere. By understanding how vibration works, it becomes clear that procrastination is just a sign that your energy is misaligned. You're not being lazy, you're simply vibrating at the wrong frequency. And the good news? You can change this now. By acting, by focusing your mind and emotions on a single objective, you alter your vibration and start attracting the ideal conditions for your success. The key is realizing that you can control your vibration at every moment, and this, by itself, is already a huge step to overcome procrastination. Affirmations might seem like just words thrown in the air, but actually, they're one of the most effective methods to break the cycle of procrastination. Procrastination isn't just a matter of action, but also of limiting beliefs that tell us we're not capable, that we don't deserve it, or that it's easier to leave for later. And that's where affirmations come in. They have the power to reprogram the mind and change these beliefs from the inside out. When you tell yourself, "I am capable of completing my objectives," you're creating a new reality, a reality where you see yourself overcoming obstacles, facing fears, and moving forward. The key here is constancy and emotion. It's not enough to repeat affirmations like an empty mantra. You need to feel them. When you say, "I am capable of acting with confidence, even when I'm not motivated," it's the feeling of certainty, not just the words, that starts changing your vibration. I myself have used affirmations to break mental blocks that prevented me from acting. There was a time when I felt I would never be good enough to reach my goals. But by repeating to myself, "I am worthy of the success I desire," my vibrational field started to change. What seemed impossible, gradually, became possible. And this is the power of affirmations. They're not just words, but seeds planted in your mind, which, over time, flourish and become your new reality. The recommendation is to start with simple and powerful affirmations that match what you're living at the moment. Something like, "I take one step at a time, and each step brings me closer to my goal." By repeating this, feel the weight of the words, not just as affirmations, but as actions you're actually taking. This will create a change in your energy, which is the key to breaking procrastination once and for all. The moment of transformation is now. There's no more waiting, no more postponements. Stand up, take a deep breath, and take the first step now. The size of the step doesn't matter. What matters is that it's taken, truthfully, with the intention to change. This is the great turning point. Change begins with an action, not with a promise for the future. The future doesn't exist. What exists is now. Every minute you spend thinking about excuses or obstacles is a lost minute that could be used to advance toward what you desire. Maybe you've procrastinated for weeks, months, or even years. And you know what that means? Nothing. The past doesn't determine your future, but what you do in this moment does. The universe is waiting for your action, your decision to make it happen. Procrastination will always try to convince you that the moment isn't ideal, that everything isn't ready. But the truth is that nothing will ever be 100% perfect. So why wait? The great transformation begins with the courage to act now, even with doubts and fears. When you take that first step, you start opening doors that were closed. You start aligning with the energy the universe has to offer you. Now, I ask, are you ready to stop waiting? Will you put fear aside and take the first step, or will you continue postponing your transformation? This is the decisive moment, and the choice is in your hands. Procrastination no longer has control. The power to change is all yours, starting now. Now, with all this knowledge in hand, it's time to do something that really changes your life. Don't wait for perfect motivation or the magic operation that will solve everything. Transformation is in your hands, and it starts with what you do now. This is the moment to turn the key and leave procrastination behind once and for all. And believe me, it's not as difficult as it seems. Ask yourself, what can I do today, at this exact moment, that brings me closer to my goal? It doesn't matter if it's a small step. What matters is taking that step. Because when you act, the universe responds. And with each action, you reinforce your belief in your own potential. So, don't postpone anymore. Don't wait for the right moment. The right moment is now. Now, more than ever, it's essential that you continue this journey. Subscribing to the channel and activating notifications is an important step, because you'll have continuous access to content that will help you not only overcome procrastination, but also transform your goals into reality. Each video is an opportunity to continue learning, applying, and, most importantly, acting. So, don't forget to subscribe, because your successful future starts with what you do now. Let's go together, step by step, to conquer everything you desire.